See, alright, so first and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakodash. We say, Dominus Apostle, Elot Agreements, and who teaches our apostle in truth. And we see salutations, so they are coming to the push wood in truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season or season, we say Shalom. Once again, going into a video here, and it's basically touching upon some news. Some news that's been happening, now worldwide. Now, one of the things I've been paying attention to is some of the outbreaks. Right, some of the outbreaks that's happening all around the world. One of the outbreaks that's actually spreading all over is measles. Right, just by this one article here. This was posted the 26th of May, 25th. So as I said, I've been just watching the news, and so forth. It said just in a new report from the WHO reveals that 21 individuals, including 19 children under the age of 5, have died from measles in a single week in Afghanistan. Right. So let me go to the page here now. Now this is a page that's giving me news from, and it's a page that does give you news that major news sites or mainstream news sites or news pages wouldn't give you. Right? This is our next thing. I say just in Ethiopia confirms first mpox cases in infant and mother. So as you can see, there's so much of different diseases, pestilences, things happening all around the world. So much of outbreaks taking place. Right? Now let's jump down a little bit. This was posted that was 17 hours ago, right? And this one here was now posted 18 hours ago. Canada, measles clinics offered to priority groups by region of Waterloo Public Health as outbreak worsens. Measles clinics offered by so this is the same article, but it's have it with a link, right? I'm gonna click the link and go to there. See measles clinics offered to priority to groups by region of Waterloo Public Health as outbreak worsens. Right? Now I remember seeing a video where someone did with like one of the elites, I can't remember who it was speaking, and one of the outbreaks that they didn't mention was measles. Right? Now let me jump to the scripture here before I finish up the article. This is the book of Luke 21, right? And let me start from verse 8. It says, and he said, take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, and the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them. The time draweth near, right? It said, but when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Right? So you see, for all these things must first come to pass. All these things must happen. Again, when people believe that things are going to get better, right? This Babylon is being plagued right now. They're being plagued, right? Things ain't going to get better at all. Every day, I'm someone that is watching news consistently, right? And every single hour, every single day is something new. Right? Sometimes they're hearing about like some of these cases, some of these outbreaks and so forth. It didn't happen like years, like a good set of years before, but it's happening now. Some of the cases may be new and all, right? So you say, but when you shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Now, even in the midst of the outbreaks, what we saw yesterday, day before, Russia and Ukraine, right? You see the escalation of that war. You see the escalation between Israel and Palestine. America all in the midst of all this. China, Japan, right? Taiwan, all of them in the midst. But the scripture say for these things must first come to pass. Right? So we're going to jump down to verse 10. It said, then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Verse 11, and great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. And the thing about it is that we've seen all these things happening in the midst of us, right? Now, even when you look at the word pestilence, I looking up in the show, in the my sword, pestilence. It's a pestilent, a fellow pest, plague, right? They say affinity, a plague, literally the disease, So let's go on a quick Google search here. I don't know what this come out. So when you look at the word pestilence in Google, it says a fatal epidemic, disease, especially a bubonic plague, right? It's a pestilence, a plague. It what does pestilence in the Bible mean? Pestilence means a deadly and overwhelming disease that affects an entire community, right? So yeah. So going back to the Luke, right? Luke 21 and verse 11, it says, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven, right? So yeah. So you're going to have these things. And we're reading about it and we're seeing it happening on a daily basis. Now you see the measles outbreak happening all around the world, right? Now, with that, I'll also jump to Matthew 24 verse 7 because verse 8, jump to verse 8, it says, for all these are the beginning of sorrows. Yeah, all this is just the beginning. It is going to get worse, right? It is going to get worse. You know what measles is. When time will come, you might hear about something that because I was reading the next article. I don't know if it's on the same page, and I'll go back to the page where it talk about a disease that's eating people from the inside, right? That come from an ancient pollen, something along those lines. And we know. Hey, he's all tampering with all these things and sending it out, right? But just remember, all these are the beginning of sorrows. These things must happen, right? So it's a measles, the jab clinics in Kitchener and Cambridge will be offered by public health to people in priority groups. Priority groups are people who don't have a primary care provider and you can see the agenda ISO. You know what it is they want to do? They want to do this. You know, that's highlighting it here, right here. Right? They want to push out the poison. Right? So going back now. So right. It's a new study. Now this I'm gonna go down a little more. Right, this is the first one that I just read. It's right, and this is 1 day ago. Two more cases of measles identified in North Dakota. Right, so you've seen it, and Afghanistan, North Dakota, we know red where Canada, right? Watch how much different places that these things are happening. Right. Let me see if I go down a little more and see if I get some more places. The avian flu. I see first confirmed case of measles reported in Iowa since 2019. Right, we've seen so much outbreaks, and then this is another one here. The CDC airport screening program has detected multiple cases of the new C19 variant, which have been linked to a large surge of the virus in China. Now, and this is something that happened in the midst, so as you can see. You can see how these pestilences is happening all around the world, right? 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 49, say, I would send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. Right? Destruction and death. Jumping back down to verse 26, it says, for the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivered he them unto death and destruction. For now are the plagues come upon the whole world, the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For God shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Yeah, right? And let's read it. Watch. This is our news page, and watch. You can't even go a day, right? They can't even go 1 day without, some outbreak, some case or something, war, something going on with some great murder, right? This is the state of the earth today, right? The evils increasing because how much people know that there's a big outbreak in China right now. Not only China alone, but Japan and those other places around about there, right? When you go and look up the videos, look some of the public article. U.S. reports cases of new C19 variant, right, behind the surgery. So you're seeing, and we know we have heard that the elites talk about, going back and it a lockdown, right, and so forth and so on, right. Yeah, so see, it's a good thing to pay attention to what is happening, being in the news, right. Next thing you know, you wake up one morning, you hear another place, measles cases in Alberta surpass 500. Hey, that way it say the Lord shall plague the houses with that, pestilences. Let me jump back up to verse 5. It say, behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness and sinfully polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore said the Lord, right? And what the Lord said, He will bring plagues upon the world, right? The sword, famine, death, and destruction. And we've seen that. The Lord bringing these plagues, right? Whether it be by the pestilence, by the sword, the famine, these other stuff that would be, you're seeing people running through. I see this is the video here, happened in England yesterday, Liverpool, right? Men running through the streets of car, hey, it's not nice. Things are nice upon the earth right now. God, the scripture says so much more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein, right? And that is what we're seeing. The evils increasing. That's like this page. You put up this video here with all this stuff happening in the background and somebody drinking wine and a soup in the rain. But in the background is all sort of stuff happening. Right? Yeah. That's what going on in the earth today. There's a lot of stuff happening. A lot of evil being done. Right? So once again I want to give all praises, honor and glory to Jehovah. Ba Shemio, Shaiba, Shemikakodash. He said about Apostle Elas Agreements and Rua to Apostle Ministry. And with salutation, so I can push with truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season and season, say Shalom.